dating channels, full videos on the channels, all right? Take a look. Why work is always 20 times better than feelings or relationship or boyfriend. Oh, I need a boyfriend, I need a girlfriend. Why work is always, I never heard anything bad about that. Here it is. I don't care what you say, like, oh my God, if I work so much, I'm gonna turn old. Oh my God, I worked all my life and I do this, right? Like I become old and wrinkle. That's incorrect. It depends. It all depends, right? If you work in a factory, I don't care what it is. Like, look, if you work on a factory, you're gonna have, depending on whatever you guys are creating, they're gonna be issue with the product. There could be eye irritation issues, there could be asthma problems if you're working on a factories, right? But when you work, if you work hard based on whatever industry, even in a computer, right? It depends. If you work a lot, you're gonna have a burn down. It's obviously gonna be bad. But if you don't take your rest, and it depends, no matter how much negativity you get, you have to like something. If you want to cut the woods, if you love cutting woods and you want something physical and you want to be extrovert and woodish area, then do that, right? And that's much better and makes you look very attractive, and it's gonna get you income. Then you're falling for love and falling for somebody else that might probably last you for 5 years or even 6 months, and then later on she leaves and you're like, oh my God, what I have done, I didn't do nothing. Okay, basically, no matter what it is, whatever you call it, I don't care how much you love with somebody or how much fall in love with somebody. When you're in love, like, listen, don't get me wrong, when you're in love, when you have a girlfriend, when you have a boyfriend, it feels amazing. You can be stuck with a person for 6 months, even more than a year, 2 years, amazing. It's a great thing, right? But when things goes wrong, if things works out, and I'm talking about after marriage, even after babies, even bigger, longer time, more than 8 years or 5 years, I don't know, depends on different people's. Even things works out, and if you keep working out, that's perfect. That is completely healthy, and I'm proud of you that you made it that far. That's good. But if things last only 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and break up, and you call it like, oh, everything's, and then you left all your priority, both of you, male and girls and guy, both of them, the priority you just left is so less. You did not do the priority all the way. When things break up, you're like, oh my God, I did not do nothing. Why? Because you are all the way in. You probably even turn into debt by going to different date and to satisfy each other. And then when you guys broke up, they're like, oh my God, I lost everything. Oh my God, what's gonna happen now? I wish I could have worked. I wish, when people make a mistake, then they realize like, oh my God, why did I do this? I wish by now I should be an entrepreneur. There's your friends who are single, they become entrepreneur or probably don't even become entrepreneur. They're probably a nerd and playing video games, probably got a bigger tokens on video game while you just turned single and you're like, yo, like what happened? Well, I lost everything for 2 years. I had a relationship, right? Basically, this topic, what I'm trying to say is that no matter what you call it, I think, and by the way, this is something fresh research from me. Not because I'm searching from somebody else, but this is like my own research, all right? This is what it is. Listen up. I think that work is always better and beneficial and can get you rich and very successful or even famous. Even celebrities are doing that rather than relationship and all this other sweet stuff and good feeling. Like if you want to eat a big belly unhealthy food, sure, do it. It's your own risk in some time, once in a while. But when you have a relationship and you're like, oh, please, like we all want to be in love, right? Even the tough people, I think, have a soft spot, right? When you want to be in love and things does not work out, it really not only angry, but it can really piss you off. It can really piss you off, and you lose a lot of time and you lose a lot of resource, because when you're constantly working, and if you're working under somebody with the lowest payment, with the lowest money, minimum wage, you're still making money like $10, $5, $15, $16, like, it piles up. And then whatever it is, it's at least paying all your service like insurance, phone bills, rent, is giving you a home to stay. That's much bigger than you're going on a date with somebody. Because when you go on a date, like, how many men and how many women imagine like, yo, whoever I'm gonna be in love with or the person I'm gonna go out with tonight, I hope you're gonna buy me a house. Even men think that, like, yo, the woman I'm gonna go out with, hopefully she gonna buy me a house. Even men think that. And you know what? I think that's completely fine. I think that's even though you're manly, a man have a high expectation and women also have a high expectation. I think that's completely normal. But you know what? At the end of the day, it never works out like that. Eventually, you're the one who have to end up doing it and buy it and achieve everything by yourself. when you work under somebody, even though you're making so less, it's still you're gaining something. And if you do finish your bill, you probably save $100, $200. That's still a big thing. That's your girlfriend or your boyfriend not gonna give you. What they're gonna give you is that good and the most best feeling on the planet that your job and your entrepreneur will not give you, which is really sucks. Like, you wish that, you know what, without them you can have that fulfillment of love and marriage inside your hobby and or job. But I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe it's not possible yet, but maybe me as your leader can come up with something like that maybe in future. I'm working on it. That's why I need your guys' support. You need to press the subscribe button right away and follow and like. All right, I'm probably gonna be making a lot of video future that why work and relationship have such a big conflicts going on. These tools are big two enemy. But anyway, in this one, what I wanted to talk about is that why work is still better and can get you woman and boyfriend from the job. Like, why this will get you all that, while a relationship you think, oh babe, we're gonna do this, and then when she leave you lose everything, then you have to start all over. And that's why a lot of celebrity who almost about to get married and they break up, then when they go to the next partner, they don't get to know each other again for a longer period of time. They just straight right on go to the marriage. Whoever they meet next, they just go for marriage right away fast, because they're so pissed off and tired with the previous one left them. They were this close to get engaged or married, so you know what, they just go to the new person and just get married so fast. This is why. All right, so I think job and work is always the best, no matter if you work under somebody else or if you work by yourself. If you work under somebody else, you're gonna be making less, but if you have your own business or entrepreneurship or not, it's much more satisfying than anything else in the world, to be honest. And this is something I have came up with my own research, and this is why I'm sharing this with you guys, because a lot of you guys are probably searching this, and I'm gonna try my best on my SEO so you guys can find this video. The worst thing can happen is the algorithm will not let me succeed. Algorithm will not push this video out because I'm too ahead of my time. I'm too modern than YouTube, so that's why the video might not gonna get so much view, but that's fine. One day it will. Yeah, job is much more better than that. Give me 1 second. And another thing, I think I'm supposed to say that at the end of the script, but let me tell you. And why is that? Let me tell you. When you move, all right, it's healthy for you. When you move, if I tell you to take an envelope and bring it to this location, and you keep doing this over and over, and then you become you end up delivering 500 envelope from this to this to this, that become a service, and you might end up making $1 or get a career out of it, right? That's one. Versus when you're moving and giving the envelope, that become a service. I'm talking like really Stone Age here, like 101 right here. So you're doing that become a service. And now versus if you fall in love and flirting with everybody else, and you ended up not gaining $1, but you put more $5, $10, even for hotel, $40 for 3 hours, or end up paying for the hotels, you ended up losing money, and none of them even stayed with you, even though you worked so hard. You even bought her McDonald's, even bought her Dunkin' Donuts coffee. None of them stayed with you. Okay, so even the cheapest job that can get you $1 is still a bigger profit, and that can change your life than any of that. Plus, it's good for your mental and it's good for your body. Depending on your job, just so you know. And don't get me wrong, I don't care how much you guys hate your job. Listen, if you don't like your job, you have to get your job that you like. You might not get the income at the beginning, but you gotta be very tactical, and you have to be smart of what type of job you're doing. If you work in a 9 to 5, your eyes gonna hurt, of course. If you do warehouse nasty job, and it can affect your lungs, and it can get you asthma. You never know. So you gotta like your job and whatever you're doing. So I don't care whatever job excuse you have, but I noticed that jobs always get you better, or work gets you always better. Like, that's why the biggest country become big, because of the work, not for the political money, but it's for the work and the workforce. And it's so amazing. This is why a lot of people who love to work, even rich people who retire, they don't want to retire, they still want to work. And that's why people who love to work, they love Mondays. They love Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And when the Friday comes, like, oh my God, I have Saturday, Sunday coming. geez, I don't want to be there, you know? This is why, guys. So this is something I have discovered in my last 10 years, that, you know what? Work always was the best beneficial thing for me. That's it. And another last example I want to give you is that when you work in computer, so I give you the mail example, right? When you do the physical service for somebody else, you might get compensated or not. But when you do work in a computer, so let's say in a software word, let's say 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus, like, you know, this, I'm doing this on my computer, a digital pixel, a bunch of colorful skin, you know, purple color, all of this in on a pixel in the screen. And when I keep doing one video, two video, three video, you know, 1 plus 2 plus 3, all of a sudden, all the other systems start loving me too much. They start, all of a sudden, the algorithms start liking me, YouTube liking me, Instagram liking me. You might get even one fake view or 200 fake view, but you know what? It might affect you. But it might change you. It might change a lot of things. It can change your environment. It can change who you are. You know, like that's why musician, like you look, Rihanna posted one old video long time ago, but how many people are watching this? Right? And at that time, who did Rihanna or Avril Lavigne dated? You see, they're not gonna re-hook up with Rihanna, but her music is still rolling and rolling. The old, like, let's say Unfaithful by Rihanna, she probably posted that video with her agent a long time ago. That video is still making her money back in the days. But how many times you heard that Chris Brown came back to Rihanna? You get it? Just like that video, imagine all my exes keep coming back. That's not gonna happen. But you know what? This video is keep gonna come back over and over. And that's the beauty of work. That's it. I have to go really that micro detail to tell you this. If you're really up to this end, you got all of this detailed stuff and you probably understand exactly what I meant. That's why when you work, when you delete something, when you delete an email, when you delete your selfie pictures, it's very much beneficial. Over and out. All right, peace out.